Could you tell our students a little about yourself and your job?
So I am one of the solicitors at Lamrocks in Penrith. So I'm one of around 8 solicitors who work in our office, and more specifically I'm in the family law team. So we deal with matters concerning divorce, property settlements and arrangements for children after their parents have separated.
What would a normal day look like for you?
So there's probably 2 types of what a normal day might look like. One of those days would be where I'm in the office. So I would be doing things like meeting with clients, answering phone calls and inquiries from them, providing them with advice, answering emails, drafting court documents and any other preparations that might be needed for court, maybe some research and things like that. If it was a day, another typical day would be a day that I'm in court. So that would be probably more than likely travelling down to Parramatta, although during the COVID-19 issue we've been doing a lot by phone and through Microsoft Teams, but ordinarily we would travel to Parramatta and appear before the court. Sometimes it would be for a mention where we're just updating the court about what's happened recently in the matter, and if it wasn't a mention it might be a hearing where there's actually evidence given and decisions made by the court about whatever the issue in dispute is.
How did you go about reaching this position?
So I completed Year 12 and I did a Bachelor of Laws at university, and then I went on to the College of Law and did my graduate diploma in legal practice. So after that I was admitted as a solicitor in the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and I was also put on the High Court roll so I can appear in the federal jurisdiction.
Please explain how your time as a student at Jamison High School helped you prepare you for your career path.
So I think 2 things stand out for me about my time at Jamison High. One of them was the week that we were allowed to do work experience, and I actually did work experience here at Lamrocks when I was in Year 10. So I worked here for a week and I really enjoyed it, and I was very keen to come back and work here later on in my career. But the other thing about being at Jamison High is I always felt that the teachers were open to encouraging you in what you might like to do. There was always a listening ear if I had questions, or if I wanted to explore something, the teachers were always there and happy to discuss it and be really open-minded about it. And I think that really helped to encourage me that I could do what it was that I wanted to do.
What advice would you have for young people interested in pursuing a career similar to yours?
I think one of the things is probably to speak to people in the industry, to do work experience with them and ask them lots of questions, and to see whether they have any advice for you or whether they can talk to you about what it's really like to be in that particular industry that you're interested in. And I think the other thing is to remember that if you don't succeed the first time in getting into uni for the course that you want to do, there are always other pathways. So I think it's really important to remember that there's always other ways to get there if at first you don't get into the course that you're hoping to get into.